Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome to Endless Dungeon, or at least the second OpenDev period for Endless Dungeon. This game is not actually finished, it's not out yet, but it is in a sort of an open beta period. You can go to the Games Together website and sign up to potentially get access, get your hands on it yourself. There should be a link in the doobly-doo, provided that I remembered to do that. Gosh, I hope I remembered. If you're not familiar with the Endless Dungeon, this is a sort of combination tower defense ARPG sort of thing. It's an odd blend of mechanics. It'll make more sense once you see it. But this is the latest game in Amplitude's Endless Universe, which, if you've been around the channel for a little while, you know I have very strong feelings about. I'm super happy to be back. And the basic premise of the game is we are on a space station here. That's space out there. You're probably familiar with the concept. We are on this big space station because our ship crashed into it. Or rather, the space station crashed our ship into itself, because that's what it does. There's this big mysterious station. Nobody knows what it's for, why it's doing what it's doing, but anytime a ship comes within tractor range of it, it just grabs the ship with its beam and smashes the thing into itself, stranding whatever inhabitants survive in the station itself. It's very difficult to get around in here. There's tons of hostile biological weapons and monsters and whatnot, and anytime you die out there in the station, this respawnulator device here just rebuilds you. Why is the station set up like this? Nobody knows. This is the core mystery. This is what we're trying to figure out. And we are going to go figure it out. Us and our robot arms and this big, beautiful gun. But no, you know what? I was going to say, but we can have a look around the hub here first. We don't need to do that. We need gameplay. We'll check this stuff out in a minute. Let's head out to the Devotion Gardens that I can show you what this thing is in practice. So, it is a game where you control a cast of 2 or 3 characters at a time. You're allowed to bring the third slot or just bring 2 characters. Obviously, if you play 3 characters, the game scales up the difficulty a bit to handle it. And you can play this single player or in multiplayer. It has proper co-op. And in fact, part of the point of this OpenDev period is to let them test the co-op. So hopefully I'll be able to wrangle some of my friends to try that out. Today we're going solo. Let's just bring in a couple of characters here. So we have Zed, who I've not actually played a real run with yet. And then Bunker, I think, will be a nice complement, basically like an offense character and a defense character. We'll just go 2 slots for now. Things are going to be complicated enough. Yeah, and with that, I think let's just get going. No further ado. There has been enough ado. It's kind of a complicated game mechanically. There's a lot to explain. I'm going to try to get through it with an appropriate combination of quickness and thoroughness here. So the core idea of the gameplay is we got this crystal, this power crystal. It is attached to a little robot who is currently plugged into the ground here. The robot crystal is providing the power that we need to run various things on the ship to, open doors and whatnot. If we lose our power robot, we can no longer operate anything. We're trapped and we will be torn apart by monsters. Bad news. So the real point of the game is to protect the crystal more than to try to survive ourselves. And the monsters know the crystal's important. They can sense it. So most of the monsters will be after the crystal rather than after us. These little panels in the ground are where we can build defensive towers. So we have kind of a tower defense vibe going on. But at the same time, we are active characters running around in a sort of like an ARPG kind of way. You can see we have abilities up here. I have this like short cooldown noise blast. And then a longer cooldown area buff that will increase the stats of our companions and decrease the stats of the monsters. Our friend here has a big stun with his shield and stuff like that. And we have resources that we are accumulating up here in the corner. Every time we open a door right now, we will gain 2 points of science and industry and food. We spend these resources to do things like build turrets with our industry, research new kinds of turrets, upgrade our heroes, stuff like that. But we can only do what the station will allow. So let's kick this door open and see what's inside. Okay, cool. So it's a pretty quiet little room in here. Lots of weird plant life. some kind of mysterious space station stuff going on in the corner over here. But most importantly for our purposes, a generator base. So we can spend a little bit of industry here to build a generator that will increase our per door payout of one of our 3 major resources. Let's go industry first. We're going to need a ton of industry, because again, industry is how turrets is made. For the moment, we don't actually need to build any turrets because we don't have any enemies, but that'll be coming to an end soon enough. Ooh, another generator base. Nice. So in addition to being able to just shoot and our abilities, we also have like a shove, sort of a classic melee. The character's shoves are effective to different extents. Obviously, Shield Guy has a pretty good one. And we'll see there are various ways that those things can get upgraded, various character-specific ways. So food, broadly, is the upgrade heroes resource, while science is the upgrade turrets resource. Let's just grab some food, I guess. No, you know what? Actually, I'm going to commit to a second industry generator. So you saw that one was quite a bit more expensive than the first. Each generator of a type increases the cost of further generators of that type. But industry is really important. Oh, okay. All right, so we got villains. More importantly, we got a spawn location here. So now, periodically, we're going to be told that a wave is coming, and that means the eggs over here are hatching. We can't do anything about the spawn location. Ooh, a handgun. We can't use this, but our friend here can, so we'll just switch over and grab that. Yeah, okay, that seems pretty all right. There's nothing we can do about this except set up some guns so that when the worst happens, they can start working. And unfortunately, that's all the doors on this side of the crystals, so we're going to have to pick another branch here. Now, obviously, if you're spreading out in multiple directions from your crystal bot, you will run the risk of discovering multiple spawning locations in multiple directions, which can make things very difficult. I think our friend might have been a cop prior to being captured here, which is, you know, not ideal. We've discovered a research terminal. So we can start research. Turning on the thing will trigger a wave. You know what? Let's just deal with this wave first. So right now there's only one place for enemies to spawn from. We can just go over there and camp them as they appear. There are a bunch of different kinds of enemies and a bunch of different like individual enemy types within the broader type. What I'm trying to say is this is a bug spawner. There are lots of bug type enemies, but we'll see like robot enemies and other stuff as well. Oh, shoot, hold on. There are actually bugs coming from the other direction. I must have missed something. Okay, the crystal does a little bit of like self-defense damage when things hit it. It was able to clear the bugs that got to it, but as you can see up here, it did take some damage. This is the crystal's health bar. Not great. Not great to lose half of the crystal's health already. Yeah, so there are different bugs within the types, or different enemies within the types that have different behaviors. Some of them will focus on killing your turrets. Some of them will hunt you. Most of them will go for your production buildings or your crystal. So you got to watch out for that. So we have a couple of options here. A couple of new types of turrets we can research. Fire damage does bonus damage against bugs. So that might be a good thing to pursue here. This really expensive one, would just make all of our straight shooter turrets start at tier 2, at level 2. Turrets are built at level 1 by default, and they do gain experience as they work. If they do enough enemy killing, they can get to a point where they level up. Just being able to build them at level 2 is a pretty big deal. I kind of want to save for that, but we only have 2 science coming in right now. You know what? Let's pick up a fire turret. Oh, I see. You know what? I thought this was a separate room over here, but it totally isn't. There's no door. Okay, let's shoot. I'm actually going to assign our friend to stay here. Get off of my generators. Ah, they destroyed that generator entirely. Well, we still have the other one, but yeah, that's a bummer. We got our fire turret, though. Yeah, I didn't realize, because of the way this is constructed on the map, I thought these were two separate chambers. But yeah, there's no door between them, so... Alright, we did find a chest. Increases hero's defense if hero is injured badly enough. I don't know. I'm gonna grab this with the other guy. So this is a device. Every hero is allowed to carry 2 weapons and 1 device at the same time. This is fine. There's definitely a lot of stuff I would trade this out for sure. Okay. Let me build one of these. These cost the same amount. They do 5 damage per second, almost twice as much base damage. And then on top of that, bugs are weak to fire. And they have quite a large damage range. Yeah, you know what? I'll put up one more because this position is annoying. Do I want to maybe... we're very low on industry, but also bugs. But also bugs as problems. Yeah, we'll put up one more over here. Try to control these spawn points without having to run back to them all the time. Because, you know, we're going to be out doing things. So actually, we have quite a bit of science stored up. Do I want to research something else? So acid turret, high electric damage in a small zone. I don't know if I love that. I think I'm going to hold off for the moment. If we find containers like that have a sort of a white glowing bit on top, that indicates that they contain some amount of resources. And resources are color-coded, obviously. It's very easy to tell what's what. Okay, got another one of those double rooms here, which I do not love. Cool. You know, our buddy's got that other one. I'm gonna stay here. Actually, flame turret seems like it's got things pretty under control. Why are there bugs at the... sprint. There are bugs at our other industry generator. Okay, how did they even get over here? How did they get past the turret? So turrets will take damage during combat, obviously. We can repair them during combat by just running up to them and swatting them, and you'll see if they're damaged and I'm standing next to it, it'll say shove to repair. You know what? Come with me here. Maybe... As we get further and further out here, combat is potentially going to become more dangerous. Okay, a little bit of stuff. A crystal door. So once we have to use the crystal bot to get through this. Once we're on the other side, we can lock it behind us and not have to worry about spawners on this side of it, but also we'll lose contact with everything on this side of the door, including our other generators. So I want to try to get advantage from these as much as possible. Ooh, food upgrade station. Just straight attack damage increase? Ooh, or crit. Yeah, give me an attack damage increase. Damage to nearby monsters. Yeah, I can live with decreased max health. Then we still have 12 more food, so we could buy an upgrade on the other guy. Heal when punching monsters. Got a lot of punch upgrades. Yeah, I guess if stuff is on you, that's like you're most likely to be attacking because stuff is meleeing you, right? To be shoving rather. Because stuff is meleeing you, so maybe that makes sense. Can we afford to do another research? Because we're going to lose access to this. I was kind of thinking we could try to save. Let's grab this thing. Try to just keep these bugs under control. Oh, looks like stuff is actually headed for the Stuff is headed for the crystal bot. We do have to, the research terminal does have to survive or we don't get our research. So that's the thing to be worried about. I'm less concerned about the industry generator at this point because we're going to be leaving the area soon. So I think we can just play defense at the crystal bot for now. Okay. Turrets in here finished the thing. Got our EMP blast. And it might be... Okay, the other industry generator survived anyway. Might be just about time to move on. I would love to find a little bit more treasure if we could. Oh, hey. This turret has done enough damage to have earned an upgrade. That's wild that it got there in one. I guess that a lot of stuff must have spawned. I mean, I guess let's keep looking around for the moment. Things seem to be pretty under control. And like I say, I'd really love to find another weapon for Zeb here. All right, so we found ourselves another spawner. Ooh, this bridge is cool. What are you? Ah, medkits. Okay, so we have a couple of medkits here in case things get real dire with our health. I'm not too worried about that. Really would just love to find some treasure chests. And I'm trying to bank resources for the moment as well. Ooh, that's a crystal shard. That is probably more valuable than a treasure chest. It is going to make things complicated, though. All right, I know I just said I was banking resources. Change of plans. In order to get that crystal shard out of the ground, we're going to have the crystal bot come over here and drill it. The crystal shard will let us upgrade the bot permanently. It's a pretty valuable resource. Let's kick this door open. I bet we've almost got this like fully explored. Okay, that is a merchant. I will come and check out your wares in just a second, friend. All right, this time, right now, the only thing that matters to me is this. We are definitely just going to park right here. Do I want to spend... How expensive is the... It's 6? You know what? Let's just be on the safe side. 6 industry is not that bad. So we can do a little bit of sort of like firing by instrument here because we have a weapon that has a very, very long range. A lot of guns will not work this way, but this thing, I don't love the damage output of it, but I do love that it lets me do that. Okay, let's check out what our friend the merchant has. We don't have a ton of food, so this is not even the right room. Increases hero's damage when not firing a okay, so it just like ticks damage up slowly and then you fire and spend it all and reset. Increases damage given and received. Honestly, I think I might be willing to take that. That's really impressive. 64 DPS. 16 food though. I'm gonna grab give and take. So far we've not really had any problems with Zeb's health. Enemies are just like not hitting us. All right, and now I think it is time. I think let's go ahead and try to drill out this crystal shard. Buddy. All right, yeah. Let's call the crystal bot over. Sprint over there and get to it. Okay, you can see it does not move very quickly. Repair this thing. Come on, crystal bot. All right, these really early game enemies are few enough in number and low enough in health that this is a really easy defense. This will not. Things get more difficult remarkably quickly. wake up. No, I'm going to hit my ultimate here. So Zeb's ultimate just creates a nice big area of effect that dramatically increases our stats. And we're going to run the crystal over to that crystal door and just move on to the next area here. Come on, I got you. Okay, this first area has not been too bad. I took a lot of damage because I was not paying attention. Wow, her ultimate recharges really quickly. It does feel like Bunker is maybe not helping as much as he could be. I guess it's kind of hard to see his projectiles. They're just an explosion at the impact site. All right. Come on, Bunker. All right, so there'll be a new crystal socket in this room. Bot is working on sealing the door behind us. Okay. Area clear. That's a little bit of progress, and we got ourselves a crystal shard, so we can throw that into our bot here. Better movement speed, decreases monster movement, speed, and defense when they're around the crystal. Or it fills its meters faster. I think I'm just going to take the movement speed, honestly. It's not as helpful for the portions where it's stationary, obviously, which is a lot of the time, but... Alright, and we have no spawners for the moment, so we are free to explore. We also have terrible resource incomes. Let's get ourselves a new industry generator. What's in here? Okay, robot enemy spawners. So robots they're weak to electricity, strong against fire, maybe? There are rules for each of these things. I do not remember. So yeah, pretty bad DPS, but it does 40 damage on that initial hit. Let's throw one of these down. We'll see exactly how slow it is. Okay, got another research thing. So, still the ability to upgrade the straight shooter. High damage. Ooh, okay. A high fire rate electricity attack. Probably worth having, but unfortunately it's going to take us a second to get there. Honestly, with these things being as expensive as they are, I might just save up for the higher level basic turrets. That door is locked, which is inconvenient. I want to watch this thing work. We need to get a sense of exactly how long that cooldown is. Okay, maybe I should not have been talking trash. Bunker seems to have it under control. Oof, not even enough damage to actually one-shot stuff. Okay, but the little visual letting us know when it's recharged seems like it's not so bad. It's not great. What I would really love is to find another generator base, get a science generator up, and pursue that that other electric turret. Okay, so this is another crystal door. Interesting. I haven't seen them so close together in the past. Well, let's go open one more door over here. So we can just move forward to the next lock whenever we want. Wow. Okay, we found ourselves a bug base as well. Let's Probably set up some flame turrets in here. Try to keep that under control. I don't think I want to pull it forward just yet. Let's look around a little bit more. Yeah, we could probably use food production as well. Just take one cheap generator of each type. I would really love a gun upgrade. Oh, this is a... Wow, that's another slot. Wild. Okay. Stay here. For the moment, with a reasonable number of turrets and only 2 spawning locations, shouldn't be too bad for us to just zone defense them here. I mean, I guess this isn't zone. This is like a man. Yeah, okay, you know what I mean. Do I just want the straight shooter upgrade? Yeah, you know what, I think I do. I'm not gonna research the Tesla ball yet. So we need to open one more door. Yeah, continue standing guard here. Wow, another base. Interesting. Well, I mean, another industry generator will pay itself off very quickly. Yeah, I guess I'm going to go and hit the research thing here. Let's buy that upgrade. So the waves definitely get more vicious as you move on, like as you go up in areas. I'm not sure if they also get harder, like if you spend more time in one area. Okay, so all of our straight shooters will actually get built at level 2 now, which is like kind of a big deal. I think that's actually a pretty huge upgrade. I would like to get the other one as well. So yeah, that's weird. We found a non-crystal locked way to get a non-crystal door way to get to the crystal socket. It's very strange. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And it also appears that there's nothing else for us to do. We got all these locked doors that we can't really mess with yet. So yeah, let's just call the bot over to drill this, and then we'll move it to the new socket afterward. Man, these bugs make a really horrible noise when they are being set on fire. Right, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking trash about the grenades. Turns out our friend here is doing some wonderful work. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I've never seen an area that's constructed like this where there's a bypassable crystal door. So I guess we can just open these now, and we maintain control of all of our previous generators, but also the previous spawners. So I don't know if you've noticed, I am getting a little bit of HP back at the end of every wave. I'm also taking damage every wave. Fire rate up if you're injured. Damage of all the heroes in your room. Yeah, actually, I think that feels like a winner. Then 14, that's not going to be enough. That's interesting. It's redded out here. Do we actually have... Will it actually let me spend this? Let's say increase shove damage. Yeah, okay. My guess is we have like a fractional point of resources, and it let us round up our spend, but it didn't round up the display. Something like that. Okay, so that'll unlock all of the locked doors in the area. Big dark room with a bunch of enemy spawns in it. Oh, that was explosive, not full of industry. Those two states look similar. So because the room's dark, we can't use the turrets. There's no power here to run anything. I'm gonna build a little phosphor flame turret over here, just in case. And then, yeah, also another one. All right, I'm gonna have to maintain some control over here, I think. The robot's got the stuff coming through the other bottleneck. It's fine. Oh, our science generator's under attack. Never mind, our science generator has been completely destroyed. Yeah, as we continue to push forward here, it's going to get more and more cumbersome to prevent the stuff back there from falling. All right, this will unlock the locked door that we saw over here. You know what, buddy? I'm going to relocate you slightly. Okay, just hang out here and play defense. This seems like an important door. We'll go through there in a minute. Please, new gun. I can't use that. That's a high DPS weapon. Is that a type of weapon that can be used by our... I'm not actually sure. It's not a handgun, but it does look like it's one-handed. Can you use this? You can. Huh. It's got a very different listed DPS. Okay, so it's being affected by her stats and stuff. That's why it looks so good. Alright. My bad. Never mind. Not actually that exciting. I like your grenade launcher better. It is a little bit of a bummer that if we move him manually, he retains the stopped state wherever I stop being him, rather than going back to where we had planted him before. I guess that's nice for being able to make like fine adjustments. All right, what is in here? Damn it! Another tiny gun for babies. Is there a spawner down here? Yes. Shoot. Alright. I know we just bought the very expensive upgrade for the straight shooters, but against bug type enemies, I think the phosphor flame is still going to end up being superior. I'm really surprised at how good the range is on these flame turrets. I guess I feel like in video games, the whole point of like a flame turret is usually a very short damage thing, right? Leave my generators alone. Okay. So another gun that I don't really want. This just connects us back to the research machine. I don't really want to open this door because I don't want to give things that are spawning on that side another path to take. Alright, so these chests, chests with that coloration, spawn unlocks for our for the item pool, not stuff to pick up immediately. Oh, this is a nightmare. Okay, here we go. A proper crystal drill door. Ugh. Well, I almost died. Let's go ahead and spend one of our med kits. Yeah, that's really rough. Okay. I think what we're gonna do is drop a pair of flame turrets here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and call the bug. Yeah. Let's just get out of here. We have way too many spawners up, and I just like... keep things under control. Alright, we don't care at all about the generators being under attack. That is just fine. Those are healthy. Quickly now, quickly now. I don't think I'm gonna have to spend my ult. We can save that. Wow, this really takes a minute to open, huh? Okay. So that is an entire zone completed, a world completed effectively, and also a worrying sound being made by Windows. That was definitely that was a bad time error noise. When we get on the other side, never mind. Apparently Endless Dungeon is crashing, is what that noise was. Well, let's just see if we can relaunch and be right there. Hopefully it auto-saved. Once again, not finished code. We are in a beta stage here still. It does autosave pretty frequently. I'm hoping we have not really lost. Are you? Hoping we have lost little to nothing. The label on the save did say Devotion Gardens, so I'm assuming it didn't save that we got the elevator door open. Because that elevator is going to take us to the next named area, which is as far as I've ever gotten. I'm wondering if maybe something larger scale is wrong here, because we do have... usually it doesn't take this long to load. Alright, you know what? I may... We're getting a lot of worrying noises in the background as well. I'm gonna drop a cut in here. I'm just gonna fix this, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, bad news, as you can probably tell, since we're back here in the respawnulator. The run appeared not to be recoverable. It just, I could hear stuff happening, but it just hung at the loading screen forever. So I abandoned the run. We're back here in the lobby. That's a bummer. That's a real bummer of a way for that thing to go. That said, we were out of med kits. We were in pretty dire straits. The crystal was all banged up. Probably that was not going to be a winner anyway. It's fine. Listen, we used it to learn about the game, explain a lot of basic concepts. We're just going to start fresh. Not this episode. This episode, we're just going to have a little look around the hub here and stuff. But we'll... Next time we'll just start fresh. So before we do that, though, let's have a look around. Let's talk to some people. What's up, Viggy? Core crypto keys. Not hard to guess that they lower the core defenses. Slipping past the firewalls, surprising them with what you know. Like catching your annoying neighbor trying to pass off store-bought cookies as homemade. Ah, those big moments in life. Viggy, you seem like a tremendously petty person. So, yeah, what am I looking at here? Okay, so this is the overview of the station. We had to get all the way into here to win. Right now, I'm not 100% sure how to interpret the numbers that we're seeing there over there on the left. Is that 5 of 8 maybe like things that can be discovered here and added to the loot pool, perhaps? Once we complete this and are able to actually enter the elevator, we can from there go down into the procedural factory or the labor colony, which I've never been to before. You can see each one of those has more unlockables in it, and critically more. There's also another drink recipe, which is important. We'll go talk to the bartender in a second. You'll see what that's all about. Here we have, of course, our lovely viewing window. Bunker's shooting off a lot of sparks pretty frequently. So I'm a little concerned. When we get near this table, the thing on it lights up for some reason. It's a little hologram. Okay. It's a variety of various types of aliens. You know, a lot of these are not actually things I recognize from the Endless Universe. New stuff. Cool new stuff. Over here we have the live music. So a very chill sort of vibe. No drums. I dig this. This is very good. It's no Max Rebo, but still. And look, she's into it. What else we got going on around here? That, of course, is the elevator. Who are you? Ooh. Okay, so this is a resource we've been collecting. Scraps. These are... Oh, okay, those things that we were... The thing that we have 5 of 8 of in the Devotion Gardens. It's blueprints for the chips. So these are like... These are permanent hero upgrades. These seem... good. Yes, please unlock me all of those. Increases critical chance but decreases max mind stock. I wonder how much of a critical chance increase it is. What is this? Is this just the slot for my chip? I don't know. You can definitely play with this loadout in the at the elevator, I think. Let's have a quick look here. So yeah, you can see, okay, we have slots for stuff, but all the slots are locked. Maybe we need to advance a little bit more with the character in order to get the ability to actually put the chips in. Like maybe we have to get further in a run. I don't know. There's a lot of systems. We're gonna figure them all out eventually. It's just growing some fungus here. Good for you. There's this thing, which is cool, whatever it is. Spooky glowing monolith. Very normal. What's your deal? Why, more developments like that, and this little operation is going to move from amusing to interesting. You'll need core crypto keys to make that last bit easier. That red AI is going to get desperate. And I wonder what sort of strangeness you'll find down in that core. Yeah, me too. I sure would like to see it. Here's Blaze, the character we did not play as, just chilling out at the bar. And here's our bartender. This is a Draken. This is one we know from previous Endless stuff. And we built this bar before we even fixed the reloader. Sometimes our sense of priority leaves me a bit puzzled. Oh, I don't know. I'd say we got that one right, partner. Is okay, more of a cowboy voice, I guess. So the bartender here. Oh, maybe we don't. Here we go. We set our drink here. So I only have one recipe, but this is a persistent buff that you have all the time. Or well, it's a persistent buff that in this case is a short-term triggered buff. But it seems like these other ones may not have anything to do with medkit usage, right? Because this one specifically says on it that it targets medkits. So I'm very curious what these are. Hopefully there'll be things that are a little bit more broadly applicable. I guess we'll find out. This is still good. You know, use a medkit to get a huge boost to a bunch of stats. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that's going on in the hub. Every time that I have been in the hub so far, there have been different people who have had things to say. So there is like a sort of a community story that is slowly unlocking. All of these people who are just trapped here until somebody can figure out how to turn off the defenses. I think it's a neat vibe. It definitely does remind me a little bit of the sort of the narrative feeling of Enter the Gungeon, which is 100% complimentary. I think that game had a remarkably fun story and really good writing for like a game that did not need to have a story or writing at all. And I have great faith in Amplitude because I think they've always been good at that stuff. I think this is where we're going to call it for today. I think this is where we're going to leave it off. It is a bummer to have lost the run, but this is, you know, the danger of working with beta software. When you come back next time tomorrow, we're going to be starting a new run. We're going to be bringing in the other character, maybe even there will be more than one person here piloting stuff. And I know that there are other characters. There's for sure at least one other character to unlock. Maybe we will figure out how to do that. We're certainly going to try. And we'll see you then.